Welcome back to the Mr. Big Fact Show. Thank you. Thank you very much. You're so kind. You're so kind. I really appreciate it. Now, Dr. Claud Anderson is one of the most respected black men in America. Dr. Claud Anderson is a scholar, is an intelligent historian, is a best-selling book writer, and also a economics type of guy that can really give you that facts and tell you how the system work and, really just lay it down. Unlike Tariq Nasheed, who wrote a bunch of books about being a pimp, Dr. Claud Anderson means business. Whatever he says is gold. Okay, now I want you to listen to what he had to say. He was on Dr. Boyce Watkins TV. Shout out to Dr. Boyce Watkins. And he had some shit to say, man. He's basically telling y'all what everybody else have been saying to you. And, I'm going to just break it down, but let's go without further ado.
There's never had a political party that's ever done anything specifically and tangibly, strictly for black people. Never been done. I don't care whether it was a politician from the highest level in the government to the lowest. Black, white, yellow, mellow, red, polka dot. They've never done anything. And that violates the primary position and purpose of politics. Politics is a process that decides who's going to get what benefits out of life. Now, so what has the Democratic Party ever promised you? Nada. Zero. Zilch. And what are you voting for? I mean, that shows your stupidity.
You heard that. You heard it from the horse's mouth. Dr. Claud Anderson just said that you're voting for the Democratic Party, and it shows your stupidity. It shows how the plantation mentality is still really at work when it comes to black people. Because guess what? Y'all have been voting for Democrats for over 50 years, 60 years, whatever the time is. Y'all been voting for these people and y'all have not getting shit from them. Okay? Pardon my French. You haven't gotten shit. Now let me say something. Y'all have gotten so crazy, right, that y'all are now resorting to blaming immigrants, black immigrants, for your not getting reparations. This is how crazy it is. The government that you're voting for, you had a black president, right? You have Joe Biden that you put in office, and they don't even talk about reparations. But you're trying to blame immigrants, saying that they're the problem, they're tethers, this, that, and the third. It's not about that. It's about jealousy and hatred. That's what it's about. It's about you see these immigrants doing so good in America. They're not complaining. They're not bitching. And you want somebody to complain and bitch with you. And because they're not doing that, you start hating on them. Because at the end of the day, the government is responsible for reparations, not black immigrants. Let's go.
And what are you voting for? I mean, that shows your stupidity. And whoever made that for him, that shows that he's even dumber than the ones that asked him to do some stuff like that. You come to me, and as a matter of fact, all my life I run campaigns. I don't know who would be putting out that dumbass stuff on black folk. Who is that dumb? I run campaigns. I would never ask a black person just to vote. You must vote for what? If politics is deciding what benefits you're going to get, that's the first question you should be asking. If I vote is not voting, voting is immaterial. Because you see, in reality, underneath that whole suggestion, blacks don't have any voting power. You have no voting power.
You have no voting power. That's crazy. Because on my last video, somebody in the comment section said that there's 60 million strong black Americans. 60 million. That's more than, bro, that's countries right there. 20 million is a country. 10 million is a country. How the hell is there 60 million blacks in America and you are not even a topic of discussion when it comes to getting your reparations? First of all, there's too many of you to get reparations. That's number one. So if there's 60 million so-called FBAs, how the hell is the government gonna pay out 60 million 60 million black people reparations? That's trillions of dollars. That will never be done. So this is the problem. Y'all are not taking that number and using it wisely. This is the reason why you guys are losing in America. Everybody's passing you. And, Claude is telling you the truth. You keep voting for the same people that does nothing for you. You have 60 million strong, right? I know it's about 47. Even that's a large number. What are you doing with the numbers? You have the numbers, but you're not performing.
Blacks don't have any voting power. You have no voting power. What you have is show and tell power. That means all you do is get out there and dance and sing and have to tell people, y'all vote for this guy because he loves social integration. He understands civil rights and he looks better and plays a horn, an instrument, or drums in a band. So
listen to what Claude's saying. Basically, that's what happened with Bill Clinton. When Bill Clinton played the saxophone, niggas lost their minds, right? This is how the black Americans' mentality is. They've been beaten down so much that anybody that shows any type of acknowledgement to blackness, black society, blackness, just they go crazy. When Bill Clinton played that saxophone, they said that Bill Clinton was the first black president. A clearly looking white man. They claim, a Caucasian man, they claim was the first black president. This is how crazy black people are. How can you say he's a black president, he's a white man? This is how they look at you. You look as if you just out there looking for validation from anybody, right? And this is why people take you for granted. Now listen to Claude.
And so that's what you should vote for. You tell them those days are over. Over. Any black person goes out, I tell them you don't vote. You only represent about 9% of the vote. If you vote strictly on lines that they're looking for, they may want 9 votes. They go to the black vote. But if you vote for your power potential, you could almost take over the entire national political system. I've told them that over and over again. If you voted for as a Democrat, your power is somewhere around 38%. If you vote as a whole, a body, 38%. And if you take that 38% and you go there and say, well, I'll go get me I get another 10% from the Hispanics and these other groups just coming to town. Or I can go get some of these weirdos that were crawling up the side of the walls in Congress. I'm back on January 6th. I can get 10% of that group. And now you got almost 51% of the vote. You can get elected anytime you want to. You got some darn brains in your head.
Listen to what Claude says. He says that you have the voting power. You just don't know how to use it. Because you're a fool. You believe that you're being protected by the Democratic Party. And if the Democratic Party is not in power, the police is going to knock down your door and knock your block off. They're going to pull you over and blow your head off. That's what they got you thinking. That's how they got you scared. They got you thinking that when you don't elect them in office, your life is in danger. Oh, these Republicans, these far right, they're going to come in your house and take your wives and your kids. They're going to lynch you. They're going to castrate you. They're going to take you out and hang you in the public square. And this is what black people have been afraid of since inception, since they got the right to vote. This type of fear has been trickling down to different generations.
Because you said in this society, that's why they have these immigration policies, is to keep watering you down. Back during it, before slavery ended, black people have over 51% in all 5 of those southern states. You were the 51% of the population. Now you're down to 12 and 13%, and have never gotten anything because you don't know how to vote and play the game. Why do you let the people invite you to play a game and you don't know the rules? Why are you playing it? Don't ever play anything that you can't win in. And don't gamble if you can't afford to lose. When I tell you go vote for because you're some girlfriend you got, that makes you triply stupid. Darn boy.
Now he's talking about that video. No voting, no fucking. That's what he's talking about. They put that out there to fool a lot of blacks, man. This is how stupid they think you are. They put out a derogatory video like that with a homosexual in it, and Trina, and the homosexual is talking about having homosexual relations with a man. If he doesn't vote, he's not going to be able to do whatever with him. This is what they believe that black people are about. And when we come online and we try to expose this shit, y'all call us names because we know y'all are the agents. Y'all are the ones that's working for the ops. You know what I'm saying? Y'all working for the ops. Claud Anderson is a genius. I love listening to him. He makes a lot of sense. He's trying to tell y'all say y'all had 60 million. I heard it was 47. What are y'all doing with them numbers, man? Y'all got enough to take over the whole joint. But that code, y'all don't have it. Because everybody's for self. Everybody's afraid. They don't know what the power. They don't know the power they got. That's why they keep you separated. That's why they keep you brainwashed. So you can't come together and realize, damn, 47 million? Man, that's almost more than like a large country, man. That's a population right there. 47 million? And if you add in the 5 to 6 million black immigrants, god damn. But y'all on some other shit though. Y'all can't get y'all money from the government, and y'all trying to blame the immigrants now, like the immigrants controls the treasury, or the immigrants controls America's money. So make that make sense though. Make that make sense. It's just hatred. You know what I'm saying? It's just jealousy. Jealousy's got a lot of y'all so-called FBAs with your about 150 supporters tops out of what 60 million, 47 million. That's a drop in the bucket, man. Nobody knows FBA. Nobody knows shit about that on the streets. This is an internet cult, internet group that nobody knows and nobody cares about. This man's getting money. He's getting rich, and you know, y'all letting it happen. Listen to Claud.
That makes you triply stupid. Ah, damn, boy. Man, some of these people so damn dumb they can draw. I don't know. I ain't gonna say it. But go ahead, buddy.